You're wearing two hats tonight. You're a current author, and you're also one of our hosts here at this book party as the founder and head of Shirley and Bannister Public Relations. What is your day job?
My day job is signing paychecks and bottle washing and making sure the staff doesn't fight with each other.
And tell us more about your book. What period of Mr. Reagan's life does this book explore?
It's about the 1976 campaign when he lost the nomination to Gerald Ford. There have been many books written about Reagan, as you know, over the years, but there is an unfilled gap in history, and that was about the 1976 campaign, which most people believe is his most important campaign, because if he hadn't run in 1976 and lost, he never would have run in 1980. Had he not run in 1980, we would not have seen the Reagan Revolution, the Reagan landslide, maybe the fall of the Berlin Wall, the defeat of Soviet communism, and the redefinition of the Republican Party as a populist conservative party as opposed to what it was before, which was more of a Tory-style conservative party.
Did Ronald Reagan's politics change between 1976 and the later years of his presidency?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, they did. You know, the old adage, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Reagan defied that because, for instance, in 1976, he had introduced the new paradigm of defeating Soviet communism to the national political debate and to the Republican Party. Previously, we'd adopted the accommodation philosophy of Richard Nixon and Henry Kissinger and Gerald Ford. But Reagan advanced the idea of defeating Soviet communism. But he was not the tax cutter, and he didn't have fully developed his social message, which was so important to the eventual creation of the Reagan Democrats. So he did evolve in his thinking between 1976 and 1980.
What do you think is Ronald Reagan's legacy for politics today?
He saved the Republican Party. In August of 1974, the Republican Party was essentially dead as a political party. It only had 22% support allegiance among the American people. We had very few senators, we had very few governors, we had very few members of Congress. Democrats controlled the House by better than 2-1. The Republicans stood for nothing. You had a few conservatives at one end, like Jesse Helms, and then a whole bunch of liberals at another, like Senator Jacob Javits of New York. But after Watergate and after Nixon and all of his policies, détente, wage and price controls, pulling out of Southeast Asia, the Republican Party, in effect, stood for nothing and was going the way of the Whigs. Reagan's legacy is that he not only saved the Republican Party, but he redefined it as a populist conservative party, the essence of less government, more freedom, maximum freedom consistent with law and order. Those are the maxims that Reagan introduced to the Republican Party that survive even to this day.